Directors will meet for planning session on Monday, September 15th, 2025 at 6 o'clock p.m. in the auditorium at the Brownsville Area High School, 1 Falcon Drive, Brownsville, PA, for general purposes. At this time, I will move into public remarks on agenda and non-agenda related items. Jody, do we have anybody signed up to speak this evening?
Charlotte Gibble.
Mrs. Gibble.
Good evening, members of the board. I'm going to address some serious issues. So, as you all know, I take my advocacy for this community very serious. I don't play about the safety of these children in this community, regardless of what was documented for what the foul language that is used in our elementary building. So I do have every right to stand up here and speak on these issues as a parent and as a member of this community. So with this being said, I've exhausted every avenue with this board. Between going through PA right to know forms, I still have missing information. How do we have a CYS worker who came in here and questioned my daughter on October 25th, 12:22 p.m. at the high school? But guess what, ladies and gentlemen? They're not signed in at the elementary building, nor are they signed in at the middle school. How do they have access to my children? Who authorized that? Because I went to CYS and
anyone in attendance wishing to speak? Okay. Seeing none, we'll move on with the agenda. Okay, make it quick, please.
I would like to make one too.
And myself.
And I appreciate Jim coming up and telling us our issues. I appreciate that. Get what I can. However, when it comes to CYS comes to the, and I am speaking as Ross Gammon, single board member of this, I am not speaking for this board in any way whatsoever. I just want to make that perfectly clear. But I'm speaking as Ross Gammon. When the CYS comes to one of our school buildings and they want to talk to a parent, you're damn right we're going to let them in. Because that's the law. That is the law.
Okay, guys.
I can't help it, but that's the law.
You're not following the law because you're not safeguarding.
Okay.
I'm not denying you to do your job.
Order. Yeah, we're
I'm
gonna.
saying that is the law.
Read
There
what
have
I
been some
read.
horrible things that have happened in Fayette County over the last month.
Exactly.
The CYS is retaliation. They want to talk to our kids, I'm going to let them talk to our kids, and I'm going to defend any person in this district that wants to talk to them.
Mr. Gammon,
Thank you.
Mr. Gammon, willful failure to cooperate with a suspected child abuse investigation or an assessment of risk to a child is a criminal offense. Period. Period.
Period. So underneath PA code
Mrs.
6316.
Gibble.
All right.
I wanted to make two comments. Number one, unless I'm not getting all the emails, there wasn't only one email that requested acknowledgement, and I did acknowledge that email. So I just want to put that out there. I did acknowledge that email.
I'll make a comment on that too, that I do, and I won't respond because I believe that I'm a little iffy if responding to that question.
It's a violation of the sunshine.
If that's a violation of the
Right,
sunshine,
right.
so I won't respond. So if you want to talk to me in public or you want to come see me,
Right.
have at it, but I will not respond to a group email of other school board members.
That's
It's a
fair. All right,
violation.
so
No, that's fair.
So I was actually in violation by acknowledging. And the other thing I wanted to say is, if our wrestling program is growing, I would view that as a very positive thing for our district.
Thank you.
Correct. And I don't know who's running a wrestling foundation, but it is nobody up here on this board.
Comment, Mr. President.
Yes, Mr. Bouchier.
Might be a long comment. I was elected by the people to serve the students, taxpayers, the general public. Now, we let a stranger in this building Friday. To some, he's not a stranger. To me, anybody who doesn't go through that main door is a stranger. I want to know as a board member, tonight, not tomorrow, who let that person in this building, buzz them in, because I talked to all the principals, no one knew he was in the damn building. When you go through that Raptor system, as some of you are familiar with, it prints out a little ticket. You put it on your shirt. You're a visitor. There are teachers who didn't know who it was. I don't want his damn 1930 computers. We are not a junkyard. And that's what he comes up here for. So who did he call to get in this building? And who buzzed him in? Because it's a violation. You compromise the safety of our children. I don't care if it's your mother. You got to go through the main gate. That's what we talked about all summer. All these changes made. All the office changes made. People moved everywhere. For security, for this, for that. This guy comes in the damn door down here. How the hell does that happen? How the hell do we, as a board and administration, allow someone to be buzzed in because you think you know them? You might know them, but that's what a lot of schools say when someone shoots up 25 kids. I'm telling you, something has to happen tonight to the people who let them in the door. And he brought him junk-ass computers up here that he tried to take to the Brownsville Library, and they said, we don't want those things. And then he wanted a thank you letter that he gave them to him. They're about 1980. They serve no purpose. Go plant them in the ground like the flowers you're putting down. I'm sorry, guys, but we as a board, something's got to give here. I don't want to hear that we know him. We don't know him. All I know is the people that have a card to get in that door. They're a teacher. They're an employee. They're a custodian. They're security. And the principals, and if I'm a principal, I'm pretty damn pissed that somebody's in my building that I don't know about.
Mr. Bashir, I do know who you're talking about. I was not at the district at the time that that person arrived. My understanding is that he came through district office, and he was buzzed in through district office, and it was district office business. When I did see him on campus, he was outside, he never entered the building.
If he came through district office, did he sign in?
That would be a question for Mrs. Ratusi. I'm not sure.
We need to know that.
Yeah.
I don't wanna make this an issue,
have
but I can
a
prove
problem
that our
with
people
certain
saw
people
him.
were being allowed into the building on side doors, back doors, whatever.
Right, this one
That should
came in
never
through
happen.
main
Never.
entrance, district office.
If he called a teacher and a teacher let him in, then we'll deal with it. But I've been told by many people, they saw him in the building. Administrators saw him in the building.
Mrs. Gibble just questioned.
How did he get in, Mrs. Delgado?
He did not come to the district office. We got a phone call from the high school office saying
So
that.
he came in the
So he
middle.
came in through the high school.
That's all we know, and then he came into the district office. He wasn't let in on our side.
He didn't come through those main doors there.
Yeah, he did
You were
not.
all sitting there, nobody comes in this building unless they go through.
So you received a phone call from the high school? Okay.
Telling us that Mr. Van Gogh was in the
He
building.
did not come through here, and I can prove it. If we wanna get mad about it, I can prove that he did not come, he was in this building.
Mr.
I don't
Boyd,
care
what
if
are the
you're right.
computers that he
You gotta
brought?
go through that, right there. Mr. Hamilton didn't know he was here. Mr. Stout didn't know he was here. Mr. Clemmer saw it. Listen, it's bull. I'm not accepting any answers. And we're gonna start a policy that says, you don't come through that door, you don't get in. I don't care if you're CYS, I don't care if you're ABC, you're not getting in this building. Every day, there's children getting killed because somebody let the door open, or somebody, I'm sorry, I'm just pretty teeth, I'm not letting this end unless it ends tonight.
Well, Mrs. Gibble questioned about CYS coming in without signing in. At least CYS is official. This person is not official anything.
And I also want to add, come up here and get your junky ass computers out of our school, we're not a storage unit. I mean, I'm being blunt, I'm just telling you, go plant your flowers. The library don't want your stuff, why would we want it? Why would we want it? Then you want a thank you letter posted on Facebook that we gave you, you gave us computers? Kiss off. That's what I say. Gordon Ramsay will tell you, kiss off. That's how I feel about it. I don't want to see that man in this picture unless he got a little tag. If he gets through the rapid system and out of people let him in, all well and good. So he got to go somewhere.
Well, if he came through the main doors and he went through the rapid system, should there be a record of that?
Should be. I had to, I could take it from my.
Oh, you got thrown out. You got.
Yeah, I got thrown out of school. About 3 years ago, I got thrown out of school. Just come in and check, just look around. But I'm sorry, I don't know how long we're going to still about that. But if we don't enact some kind of something tonight, to have some serious consequences on anybody who opens a door and lets somebody in. I don't care if it's their mother.
I actually wrote down on my agenda this morning when I was going through everything, and I really would like to see some type of policy written in regarding that with a set discipline if it happens. Not just, well, we'll give them a slap on the wrist or, we told them about it. There should be a set discipline because it is a major security risk letting anyone into this building in any door other than the main door.
And furthermore, what did he give us that will benefit us? Does anybody,
Mr. Boyd might be able to inform us.
is there gold bars in these towers or
I think
something?
they're actually donated by Carnegie Mellon.
What
There's
purpose?
actually a teacher that, he's in communication with. So, it was for that, for the portal program. It was to add to it, basically, add to the computers to that program.
So we're second C after the library, didn't want it. Then he comes up here with it. I'm sorry, I got an
That
issue
one's
with it.
really short, because I kinda got called in, after it was all,
Are those computers usable? Are they good?
you gotta get a chance to, didn't really get a chance to check.
So more likely they're out there.
I would implore this board to take a straw vote right now, call him up, bring the truck up here, get him out of here. a little stern, but listen, I don't want that, look, we got junk everywhere. You don't need that junk. Go stick them in the ground, put dirt on, maybe they'll grow. Lord, how's the board feel? Do you want that stuff?
I mean, honestly, I have seen computers, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
I got some computers in my company, that one up, that they're legit, they're good stuff, they're about 10 years old, but they are still good.
We'll give them to the US Army, you can have it.
I think the larger,
I don't want to turn donations out, some of the usual, that's where I would be, but if it isn't,
I agree.
Be certain what's loaded on, what software is loaded on.
Yeah, that's a
Connect
good
to our network.
That's what I was gonna say. I think that,
We have to know what's loaded on it before you connect to a network, so you're not,
Yeah.
just not leaking,
yeah,
private information.
I agree with
Lost sight of
Mr.
what I
Gammon.
said.
I think the larger issue is
Let
the policy,
him-
right, the policy is the issue. Right. No, I agree.
I asked, who let
if you
him?
let somebody in this district, in this building, that's fireable offense.
Well, we have to see.
Well, that-
And
and
we have to see I could care less, Ross, about the computers. I can care less about these computers. I don't even want to discuss and argue about the computers. I want to know who let somebody in this building. Through the door, if they should not have let somebody through. That's my view.
Furthermore, last spring, I was told by a employee, and I'm not gonna name them, he was told, you cannot come in this building unless you go through the main doors and go through the system. Supposedly, he understood that, but not Friday. If I'm a principal and you're in my building, I wanna know that you're in my building, I don't care what you're doing.
We were told last spring or last summer by he who shall remain nameless, in a meeting, that he would tell me.
And I know that multiple emails have went out from Mr. Hamilton regarding windows being secured, not allowing people inside doors, not propping doors open. It has been on repeat. I'm sure the principals have also sent that information out. If this was in fact a staff member and he did not come through the main entrance, and now that I realize he didn't come through district office, I'll find that information out. I'll pull the films,
Okay.
and it'll be addressed.
I understand what you're saying, but we're gonna go into executive session. I wanna come out of there with a degree of what is going to happen.
Well,
I wanna
Mr.
see
Bashir,
this
in all
slide
fairness,
under
we
the rug.
discussed that as a board. Well, on one thing, it shouldn't matter whether the person that let him in is a security guard, a janitor, an aide, a teacher, an administrator. Whatever's decided should be the same type of punishment, no matter who it is. Okay.
This is not the first time that man has defied the policies of Brownsville School. This is just blatant. You go in the side door now, because you're somebody or something, you plant property, I don't know what it is. But when it comes to the safety of our children, I'm not gonna just shut up, just not. One time, it only takes one time for somebody to get in this building. One time. Years ago, when the previous superintendent was here, I thought around school doors were properly. We were asking for trouble. So that's all I'm saying is tonight, this board, we need to take action and direct our administration to say, this is what's gonna happen starting tomorrow. Plus the other issues that I have here that, again, maybe I'm off the record here. If I want something on the agenda, should I talk to the president? What is our policy there? Because I have some items that
Robert's rules, I believe, states that the president would set the agenda. That's correct.
okay, because I have some other items, but it can wait for right now. I think I've taken enough time up.
Well, Rock, I'll look into that though. Rock, if you actually bring those items up now, they could be on the agenda for Thursday. Yeah, you mean for the, I guess I misunderstood your question.
Well,
Yeah, since we're not having the meeting directly after today.
I concur with Mr. Dorsey that we need need something, one-liner, a policy. We can't be opening doors for people that are strangers, or considered strangers to some teachers who don't know him, or custodial staff who don't know him. He may think everybody in the world knows him.
Rob, or even people that we do know. Whether we know them or don't know them, those doors should not be open. Sure.
Doors never should open the doors.
You go to that door, you direct them where to go.
Right there. That's the main door.
Yeah.
And that's all I'm asking. That's one issue that, I'm sorry, it got to my goat. I'm just not for in today's society. We can't make doors open, we can't make people in we don't know. Even if we know, I'm here for the mayor of the house. Still gonna go through that little machine that they put your license and says, you're okay to come in.
Well, I think, we made some moves that I think are, helping that. So yeah, if that's happening and that there's a breach there, then that's a major issue. I agree.
And I have asked, how many citations, student and buses, have been issued since the first day of school? Just need to know. How many student citations have been issued since day one? How many bus citations have been issued? I can wait for that information, but we have someone to write citations. Is that being done? Or we don't have any citations, that's one of them. Student citations. Buses, we do have.
I feel like we can get that information pretty quickly. No, that question, that just reminded me of something I wanted to know. When we are paying our security guards to work football games and other athletic events or functions in the district, are those security guards supposed to be out patrolling or sitting in their vehicle?
They are supposed to be out patrolling, walking through if they're at say a football game, interacting, walking around through the bleachers,
So
monitoring.
they're not supposed to be sitting in their
No,
vehicle?
absolutely not.
Then why does this keep happening even after we already addressed it prior? Dr. Martin,
Yes, sir.
I had a discussion with you last week, and I said, the board's pretty much trying to work together to fix some things. We see what you're trying to do. Your time's being way consumed by certain issues. When you, as a superintendent, issue a directive, I told you, you need to make sure it's followed. You're not here to make friends. And if they're not following it, you have 9 board members that's going to support you.
Thank you, sir.
Maybe I'm speaking for other people, but I know I'm speaking for myself. That you have my support. You put down a directive, people better follow it.
Thank you, sir.
I agree with that.
And to add Mr. Dorsey's comment, just last Wednesday, a known violator of this district is banned from this district. He was at the Redstone Middle School at the middle school football game, MF and everything. Standing, can't touch me, I'm not on school property. Well, if you're standing beside the gym, I do believe that's still our property. Which standing behind the fence, of which we still need that fence covered. But that's a known violator. That's a man who had a gun a couple of years ago. And had to stop the middle school football game because of his threats up there to fans and officials. There were little children running around, he's MF and everything, and they said, can't touch me, I'm not on school property. Because you're behind that fence, you're still on our property. And we know who he is, I'm not gonna
Was
mention
this
his
during a
name.
game, Mr. Bashir? Was he told to leave by a ref or
I had to
an
get
official?
one of the coaches, Mr. Cito, who was on my sideline, could you go up there and tell security? He can't be always told, well, Mr. Castro went there. Mr. Gilbert went there to calm the situation down. I advised him not to go because of the situation, but they went up there and rectified it. But he shouldn't have been nowhere near the school property. He shouldn't even been near the field. But he believed that he's not on school property. He said, I will be at Friday night's game.
He was the same parent the Friday night before at the high school game at Uniontown was told to leave the stadium. Same thing.
Yes, they escorted him out,
Cussing at the coach, swearing, yelling.
and he verbally assaulted the coach on the way into the locker room Friday night. That was long after the game, because I was on that game. I was an official on that game. I didn't see that, but one of the officers came to me and said, we just banned one of your people Same person that was there Wednesday. So if that guy comes to the game Friday night, and any of our people see him, we gotta get him out. Gulf States, we gotta get him out of there. I'm just concerned that he's way off, way out there.
Yeah, exactly like that. He's challenging security.
Well, Mr. Castor, Mr. Cito, Mr. Yori went up there and I advised him not to because he was not in the best of moods, but they handled it, so.
So is the security aware of what individuals are not allowed here?
I know that they know there because one of the coaches told me he's banned from our property, and I thought that he was. We banned people from our property many times over the years, not, probably less than 5 from my previous superintendents, but when you're banned from the property, you're banned from the property. You can't come to any events, no matter what your kid is playing or not.
The paperwork was pulled, and it was for a year, was my understanding, that he was banned. It was not indefinitely. Mhm.
The year's up, we redo it again.
Yeah.
Unless
That's what
we
it would take if you wanted it, you know, to go through the board. Otherwise, if something recently happened, I'm happy to send him a letter of expectation.
That'd be a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Good discussion. Superintendent, remarks?
I do. A few things. The football field, there has been water on it over the weekend. Mr. Jakobek and his crew have been down there. I went down today to inspect it, and it does feel better than it did last week. So while it is not the perfect solution, it is definitely safer and will be reassessed to make sure that it's good for our sporting events. So I appreciate Mr. Jakobek. Thank you for all of that. We had an ad hoc committee meeting last week. I'd love to thank the members of ad hoc committee for being present. We went over just a meet and greet and some expectation and some goals that we have. One of the district initiatives that we are starting with and we are focused on right now is our anti-bullying initiative. We went over the things that we have in place moving forward for this school year, and then we had some assigned tasks whenever we broke the meeting. So we will reconvene and we will keep the board and the community updated on the outcome of those meetings. So again, thanks to the ad hoc committee. Penn West, we are joining with Penn West on a few different matters, one of which is MTSS. Their students want to engage with our district, so we're really trying to create a bridge between Penn West and our district. So some exciting things going on. So it's the multi-tiered system of support, and there are students, especially in ELA, who are willing and able to come over. They need some hours and work with our district to really build this program up. So that's exciting to know that the college is reaching out and wanting to work with us. Also our retired teachers. We would like to have some of these college students potentially aid our retired teachers with regard to the tiered support that they will be offering our students as well. And I believe that's it. Cap and gowns, we did have, there was a meeting today at the high school, and we talked about cap and gowns, and I just want to reconfirm with the board that we are going to permit student choice with regard to cap and gowns. They may choose black or white. Are we in agreement with that as a board? Yes?
Yeah, I have no
I
problem.
mean, that was the last meeting, that was the outcome, so Ms. Stout just needs to know that so that they can move forward with the ordering of caps and gowns. There's your answer, Ms. Stout.
Yes.
Either or. Thank you, ma'am. All right.
Yeah, that's great about the ad hoc committee. That's something that we had talked about for quite some
Yes.
time. So thank you to the community members that are involved with that. Greatly appreciate that. Okay, moving through the agenda then, on Thursday you'll see a motion. Yes.
On the MTSS, and the kids coming up, I would assume that they are all, they got
Yes.
their parents and everything else we have.
Correct.
My daughter's actually in one of these classes, you gotta do all the things.
So on Thursday, you'll see a motion to approve the agenda and related materials for incorporation into the minutes. And then you'll also see a motion to approve the August 21st, 2025 board minutes. Ms. Columbia, anything there?
No, just, discuss approval of September General Fund, Capital Fund, Title I, Title 2A, 2D, Cafeteria Fund, and Treasurer Financial Reports.
Okay. And then also we'll have a motion to approve the following funds A through J as noted on the agenda. So questions on any of that?
I have questions on the board report.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, do you want to?
Well, I just want to know that the date for Panhandle
Oh, okay. Did you?
Panhandle cleaning restoration bill.
Yes,
Yeah, it's on page 12.
yes.
We hired them to do the mold,
They came in and restored, right, so that we could start school. Mhm.
And,
Wait,
yeah,
wait.
go ahead.
We paid $12,000 to have mold removed at the beginning of the school year after a report that came back that said it wasn't bad mold.
That's not how the report came back.
That's what the guy told me. I literally talked to him when he came out there.
That was prior to him sending back the reports. So I received the reports the following day, and there in fact was.
When the report came back, it came back with 3 rooms.
Mhm.
And he probably did 25 rooms, and they came back with 3 rooms.
Can't hear you, Jerry.
They were highway airborne hauling, and they needed to be.
There was one.
needed to be remediated. And that was the week before school, so that was 2 or 3 days.
I put my caps
So
on.
that was actually a day before school started.
Yeah.
If we didn't get the results the next day, we was canceling school.
Right.
I thought that was all communicated.
I did.
Well, I thought someone
Put
said
my caps on.
it was in the capsule.
There isn't now because they restored it. Right.
The guy told you that your school was better than the school.
Well,
Their bills must have been $90,000.
But that's when, that wasn't the company. The company who did,
Intertech.
told you that your school looked better than most schools looked at.
Right.
Okay. He didn't take it as perfect, he had to wait for the test to come back.
Yeah.
When those tests come back, 3 rooms came back positive, they needed to come out. They don't clean rooms up, they do not do the cleaning. So,
That's
you
actually
gotta
not bad,
get an
right?
emergency company to come in.
That's not bad. Or mold, you don't want,
You know, this was the best
oh, yeah.
we've ever seen.
But,
And I told kids with mold, they don't want.
Right.
right.
Well, kids in school.
And the next day is when the reports came back.
I don't think you realize how bad schools have been.
Yeah, we want to move fast.
I was just gonna say that to Jerry's,
When this guy told me that, 12 grand,
right.
obviously you can see why I freaked out.
First of all, they haven't told you, that's not the guy who charged you.
No, that was
That's not the
Intertech.
guy who charged you.
And Jerry's right, there's a lot of schools and institutions, because of the summer that we've had major mold
Right.
issues.
It was,
One of the biggest problems we have in our schools are our old desks, and that's where a lot of this mold been found. We've been talking about, and I know we did Bert on this, we would buy 2 or 3 rooms of classroom. We got old wooden desks, and when you look into the wooden desk, you got the top surface, and you got the underneath of that wooden desk, because there's no air movement through there, that's where you're having your problem. You gotta get rid of these old wooden desks, you gotta buy new desks. And that's gotta be put on your agenda, and you gotta start getting rid of some of these older desks. You gotta go to plastic. And if you had plastic desks, and most of it where it would work, we're gonna have this problem. But when you got a wooden desk, you got no ventilation underneath it, it just traps that moisture. You grow mold. So there's a preventative way to stop this. And you could next year, you could spend $12,000 on desks to get rid of some of our problems.
Well, that building's had a humidity problem since it was
Right.
open.
Humidity problems are usually controlled because once the engineer came, he told us about relative humidity. Every day, if I know the relative humidity is gonna be higher than 72 or 74, I shut the air conditioners off by turn the temperature up. Because you can't have a room colder than relative humidity. We've done everything this summer and the past summer to make sure that we control
It was bad, yeah.
We can't control that, no more than we control it.
Right.
Yeah. That's a good update, thank you. Any other questions on bills for payment, or Mr. Gammon, did you have something?
Yeah, on board reports. So, the benchmarking, those numbers are not look good. I think we're all aware of that, right? They are not good.
Yes, not good.
They're at 80%, can't hit the benchmark at fifth grade level. My question is, did we do this last year? Because I would like to see what we did last, compare like last year's fourth grade compared to.
Are you talking about the elementary solely?
Yeah.
Yes, it was benchmarked. Mhm. This year, we benchmarked the whole district for the first time.
We did the elementary last year. We can do a comparison between last year's benchmarks and this year's benchmarks. Okay, can we get that?
Yeah,
Sure,
That would
yeah.
be, that's great
Yes,
information.
We
to
got
have.
to we
Yeah.
put some resources into this
Absolutely.
issue. I like that, hopefully we see.
Absolutely, 100% agree with you.
Yes. Second question, not really a question, more of a comment, and it was mentioned, Norman, I have absolutely positively have concern about how many kids go to the school. I'm trying to track it. I know when I do my request for information, it puts this vision, it causes issues with the district. I don't want to make people do extra work. I get that. Everybody's busy, so I rely on the monthly reports to pull a lot of the information that I do. I've been tracking our numbers since day one. I'm having a hard time because the formats of these reports are an issue at the school. I will give it to Kelly Scott. I love your report. You lay it out specifically how many kids per grade, how many are alternate ed, how many are inside or out of cyber. It's so easy to track. The other buildings, I have a hard time, and honestly, the middle school numbers don't even back up this time. There are no numbers for elementary school. Again, I'm not asking for people to do extra work, this is a monthly report that is generated for us. I just want it to be as accurate as possible.
We can follow the South's format.
Yeah,
She can work with her colleagues and make sure that their reports look the same.
It is after paragraph 6, and it's
Yep.
absolutely a great way,
Yeah.
I'm just.
Yeah, no, that's a good.
Yeah.
Which brings up one point, and I want to kind of make this point for the public as well, because I know the board understands this, but me and Terry, we get a lot of phone calls, one because of the football field, and because of that. Me and Terry Carter are not, we don't have the power to tell anybody what to do. I do not have no power whatsoever to tell any person in this school district what to do. I can make recommendations to the buildings and grounds, do whatever. I don't know, I'm not the boss of it. When the buildings and grounds guy and the athletic director, those are staff officers in this district. They're not commanders, they're no staff officers. If they disagree on something, then the decision is to be made by the superintendent, not by the school board. If they both agree on something and they want it to happen, absolutely let it happen. They're staff officers, they're not commanders. If they, like I said, if they disagree, the superintendent needs to work that out. But they're not, yes guys, they're not military. They're specifically not military. Just want to get that out. I know the board.
Thank you, sir.
I just want to make sure the public knows that. Jerry Youngman doesn't say no. Jerry Youngman can recommend no, and that's it. If they want it to be yes, the person that says no sits right there in the middle of this table. She's the one that can say no. Sorry.
And
Thank you, sir.
We had a discussion a couple weeks ago.
I want to go back to one thing too, Mr. Gammon brought up about, asking for additional information and data and things, and I agree, it's important that we have these things, and I like a unified format. I think that's a good idea. And also, I just want to remind everyone that, and Mr. Gammon wrote a really good letter to our state senator, that we still do not have a state budget, and resources are stretched extremely thin, and I think in this moment we just have to allow each other some grace, especially in this difficult budgetary time. So that was a good point. Thank you.
Just one other comment, maybe a little bit of a question too. So I see that we got a $44,000 grant. Amy, was that something you submitted, or was that our grant company helped us with that?
Great question.
You did that? So it was.
No, that's a good question.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate it. $44,000 grant for fresh fruits and vegetables for 25-26
Yeah, that's great.
That's cool.
Director Gammon,
Yes, sir.
I have a question for you. In the future, not now, but in the future, I would like to have RFPs from companies for a time study.
Say it again?
RFPs for a time study to come in our district and study our time on how we do things.
Could look into it.
Can't hurt.
No, I hear
Buildings and grounds.
oh, you mean for the buildings and grounds?
Yes.
Yeah,
No,
I'm gonna bring up.
no, I'm talking about the whole district. Time study on everything. It's probably out of our range.
That's fine.
Well, they're not fun. I have them in my company too. They're following you around all day. They want to see what you do. It's not cheap, probably nowadays, but I'm looking at it. You know, there's several companies out there that do that. Because, you know, I have a problem. You discipline somebody about smoking and they walk on the ground smoking a cigarette getting out of the car. So, and that was at the elementary. So, you know, that happened first day of school.
And that's another thing. Somebody's disciplined and they come right back
Didn't pay
a couple
attention.
days later doing the same stuff. That's what I'm referring to. I mean,
I don't think employees should be washing their car on our time, but, you know, I guess if you can get away with it, but this person didn't, so. Anyway,
Okay, Mr. Dorsey,
Saying more than I
Education
want to.
Committee. Well, before I start, I have two questions that are, I'd say they're educational, dealing with personnel, so that's gonna be saved for executive session.
Okay.
But one other thing I want to make a comment on is we're spending, how much money is it a month? We hired a grant writer. How much are we spending a month? $1,600 a month, and how many grants have been submitted so far?
One, correct?
So
That was
one's been
just a-
submitted and zero money's been brought into the district.
Correct.
So are we wasting $1,600 a month?
Well, I definitely have some ideas that I'd like for them to look into. So I agree.
Well, give me ideas, because if we're
We-
gonna pay them that much
Oh,
money.
yeah, we need to
They
start
need to
seeing.
do
See something.
Right, I agree.
Mhm.
Was that last month that we did that, or 2 months ago?
Well, it's been about
May?
3 months ago.
No, it was probably May.
May, yeah, that's,
May
it's
or
been a
June.
while ago.
Mr. Bigham, May?
a fifth grader is better.
When we approved it? May.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I agree with you, Mr. Dorsey.
Yeah.
so that many months of nothing. I was skeptical when it was discussed. Because do you remember years ago, it might have been when Mr. Savini was still here, we hired a lady to be a grant writer, and we never got a grant. That was a while back. I can't remember who it was, but
Mr. Dorsey, I would comment that with, and I didn't know this as much about it then when that came up on the agenda, but the AI tools that are available these days,
could write it.
can write. And
Yes.
as I talked about last month, where we would need our own closed off portion of the large language model AI, we need to pay for, of course. But then we could do, which then would allow us to securely dump our data into that large language model, so that when we write these things, that it would be researching the real world internet, but it would also be turning
And it
around.
could probably write them fairly quickly.
To generate these proposals, which is exactly the way that we do business. Technically, we put all of our documentation in this container class off thing, and the proposals come out, we bounce the proposal off that, right? It's the same general process for grant writing.
It probably wouldn't
It's
cost
probably
us
what
as
they're
much
doing.
money.
Right.
So are you suggesting this in replacement of paying for a grant writer, or this is what the grant writer does?
They probably are doing this.
That's probably what they're using.
Probably
Mhm.
exactly what they are doing.
Yeah.
Ross, do we have someone oversee that in the building here?
It wouldn't take much. I mean,
Instead of, you giving them 1,600 to
I
someone?
mean, at the end of the day, we owe these guys until November, no matter what, right? So, I mean, but this is something that, what we can kind of take a look at, see if we generate any results, do a little bit more research. Hey, I'd rather invest $1,500 and
That's why I was wondering who would do this.
Colby, was the idea behind this that they would look into the grants, or like, do we have to go to them with ideas?
I thought they were supposed to go out and find.
They did an intake with us, where we told them what we were looking for, what our district needs were. We went through a comprehensive intake, and they are supposed to be chasing the grants. And then they also claimed that they would not compete with local districts and entities
Yeah, I remember that.
to where we would be competing for, $500,000, all of us.
They're picking and choosing who they're gonna write. Say there is a grant. We would like it, the center would like it, California would like it. How do they choose who they're gonna write it for? So we might be, since we just started this in May, we might be at the end of this. So we're getting whatever's left over, which is nothing right now.
Right now. I did email last week for a comprehensive list of the grants that they've applied for, what they've secured, where they're at in the process. They sent us a document that Colby was looking at today. I said to him, I don't even know how to access whatever this information is in this link. So then I emailed them back, just send me a spreadsheet with the information. And Mr. Bigham was taking a look at it today and felt the same way. It doesn't feel right now, if that makes sense, just for a lack of better words.
It does.
So we just keep pressing them with, we want this information. We have a board meeting coming up. We would like to discuss these matters. And the only thing that has been secured is this grant. And I do know that the township approved it. Mr. Downer called me to let me know. So that's it so far.
Well, I thought also that when we entered into this, that we could duck right out of it at any time we wanted.
That was my question.
So we weren't tied.
Is this because it's the IU that we're in the consortium with? They told us any month we could get out of it,
Yeah.
unless this is the IU linking us up.
I thought it was after November, then we were free to leave.
Will you look into that tomorrow? Thank you.
Yeah, because I thought it was explained to the board
At any time.
at any time, yeah, at any time. That we were not going to be stuck in this,
Right.
because that was our concern,
Yeah.
is if they were not producing.
Yeah, I agree.
And I know we get a discount because we're lumped in with the IU, but
Right.
I don't know that that contract language with the IU states, it might state November, but I believe it was at any time we could bail.
Yeah.
Well, when
I'm
you
with
can-
you on
when
that.
you
I'm
can see
frustrated
that
as well.
LSA grants, you can see Albert Gallatin School District gets a $22,000 LSA grant for a baseball scoreboard.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
How does that happen? A baseball scoreboard, LSA grants.
Mhm.
So if they can get that, to me, it's who distributes the money. And that's going that way towards Uniontown. It doesn't come too much this way. So,
Okay.
just saying. Dr. Mahalik?
Yes.
One question, just to verify my story. Mr. Cito, I see you sitting there. You were there the day in that game, and that person was making those remarks, correct? Just so you know, I don't make that crap up.
Not to put you on the spot or
Not to put you on the spot, but
Take the mic, Mr. Seaver.
at least you did the right thing, you didn't go
Mr.
up there.
Bashir, this is this man's last meeting. Thanks a lot. No, I'm joking.
Sorry, Nick.
No, it's all good. Mr. Dorsey, great point, great comment. I think Colby's gonna pull some of that information, look into that. Because we certainly do not wanna keep paying if it's not.
No,
So,
I mean, because it's adding up.
yeah.
Even if they're saying, okay, you gotta go till November, that's still a couple more months of money
Right.
to waste.
Yep. Okay.
One other thing, with board reports, Mr. Barry had in there about, oh goodness, let me see, I wrote it down. Night of Champions, I think that's great, to bring some people in and honor them, and also possibly doing a Hall of Fame. And I know Mr. Bashir has said before about if we do a Hall of Fame, just not athletes, but do a Hall of Fame with other people in the community. 2 weeks ago, I had the opportunity once again to attend Uniontown. They have a Hall of Fame ceremony every year. been to that the past couple of years, and it's top notch. I'm not saying it's something we can afford, because we'd have to get some rich community member to foot the bill like they do. But, they bring in a whole bunch of people, into the Hall of Fame from every aspect. And they're going back years and years. And the person that Mr. Bashir wanted to come in here and speak, Emil Etheridge, he was one of the ones that was inducted this past, a week ago Friday. But, you know, that's, you know, something maybe in the future we can look at, even if it's way toned down on a smaller scale, to do something like that. It was real nice. But to get to education, I'll quit talking here. Item A is just discussion approving ATSI plans. Anything to discuss?
They're not on the packet.
Nope. I didn't see anything. So somewhere along the line, we're gonna have to get a hold of those.
Yeah.
So we can't discuss them. So if we can't discuss them before Thursday, then I don't know.
They need approved by the end of the month.
Can we expedite those to get those emailed to us?
Sure can.
Would that be enough time,
Yes.
Mr. Dorsey? I know that's kind of
We're gonna
pushing.
have to, yeah.
If it's something that need to be
Since we
done,
move the meeting back to Thursday, we'll have time.
right?
Okay, item B, discuss the approval of the renewal of the esports curriculum. $3,500, it's in the packet, page C1, if you want to look at that. That's it.
That's not the esports, or that's one.
I believe, yeah.
It's both the curriculum for the class and the game.
Okay.
So it's the club and the class together. That's how it comes. Mr. Pettis teaches the class,
Yeah.
and Mr. Riss is the club sponsor.
Okay. I'm just curious, again, I'm not being a smart ass, I swear. We got a curriculum board.
Mm-hmm.
But we buy curriculum. So is that the curriculum that says not in the purview, it's not the curriculum coordinator does for this kind of stuff? No. Okay. Okay. Okay.
$12.5 million worth of curriculum and programs we went through the past couple of years.
Mr. Dorsey, anything else?
No, that's it, Mr. President.
Okay. Mr. Gates, personnel.
Item A, discuss terminating Madison Panzone, paraeducator in SEIU due to job abandonment effective September 16th. Questions on that? B, discuss approving Lisa Schwartz to attend the Code.org Let's Explore workshop in New Orleans on October 17th through the 23rd, and paid through the grants. Only cost of the district will be a substitute. Any questions? C, discuss hiring Pat Nicely as a 25-26 school year part-time temporary employee at a rate of $20, not to exceed 20 hours a week, paid through the Ready to Learn program. That is an excellent person, good choice. Math teacher, very good. ID, discuss adding the following names to the professional substitute list: Jeanette Hutzel, Hannah Miller, Jasmine Taylor, and Rachel Smith. E, discuss accepting the letter of resignation from Brady Lincoln, special education teacher, in accordance with the BEA contract effective September 12th, 2025. Questions? F, discuss hiring Jessica Martin as a part-time paraeducator for the Brownsville Area School District in accordance with the SBA contract effective September 16th. G, discuss hiring David Gibbons as a part-time paraeducator for the Brownsville Area School District in accordance with the SEIU contract effective September 16th. H, Govic as an enrollment attendance clerk for the Brownsville Area School District in accordance with the SEIU contract effective retroactive September 10th, 2025. Questions?
I just make a comment, like that guy doesn't me. Like, I never really hear talking to get an attendance clerk that's got a attendance clerk.
I checked on him today. I said, "Do you need anything?" He said, "No, I'm fine." I said, "Nothing? Can any resources?" He's like, "I'm fine, thank you." Great.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I'll take that one. Correct. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was impressive.
Right. Right.
Okay, I, in accordance with the section 1108 of the school laws in Pennsylvania, consider a motion to acknowledge Deanna Schoaf, professional employee who has completed 3 years of successful teaching experience and as a result has attained the status of J, discuss hiring Heather Wallet as a special education teacher for the Brownsville Area School District on step 1, $42,780 in accordance with the PEA contract effective September 16th, 2025. That's it.
Questions on any of those items?
I got a question.
Sure.
Can I get we get an updated list of what, jobs are still available and which ones we need?
Yes.
This one is,
It should be.
this one is the one I saw,
Yeah.
Keys.
Wellington.
2 teachers, 2 middle school learning support life skills, 2 high school learning support life skills, 7 part-time paraprofessionals, 3 part-time cafeterias.
And just another question on
It's a little slow.
are we looking into, like, when we do hire, we, like, I don't know, say, like, as far as minority hire, what are we doing to get more minority hires? If you look around our district, we don't have a lot of minorities working in our district. And the majority of our kids is, you know, minorities and mixed race. So what are we doing to try to bring minorities in our district?
Great question. I mean, I know it's difficult. You know, we've talked about this, that it's, you know, we even have some of the same issues at the university. I don't know if there's something we can do or work with, like, the Pennsylvania State School Board Association, maybe ask them for some guidance. The IU, I'm not sure.
I do also for teachers and paraprofessionals too, so whatever we can get with that. And if some of them carry them, someone you know will apply, please let them know. We have hired some the last 2 months. That's a good thing. But we need to hire, there's openings and we have people there.
Great.
Yeah, really good.
Thank you.
Anything else for Mr. Gates?
Mr. Gammon, you read off positions that we still need. Now, I think one or a couple in there would require a special education degree. Here's my question. If we need special ed teachers, why are we emergency certifying people that are not qualified to teach special ed when we have teachers that are certified in special ed in this district right now? Why aren't those people being moved into these? It's an emergency situation. Mrs. Gibble brings up a lot of things about education. We have been in trouble in the past with our special education. Don't we think that we should have certified teachers teaching those kids, not serving coffee?
Agreed. We did combine. We do have, we had an educator who was teaching predominantly a general ed
We have a couple.
caseload, who's now special
If
ed.
we have a couple openings
Mhm.
and a couple teachers, that looks like a good match.
Mhm.
That's what we need to do. I don't know what the rest of the board feels like.
No, I concur, Mr. Dorsey.
I mean, if my
100%.
child had an IEP and I knew there were certified teachers not teaching my child and uncertified teachers teaching my children, I would be mad.
I agree with you, and I think that we are in an emergency situation. Maybe we can look at some of those, again, not fully with the contract.
Yeah,
We
should-
have to, right,
And-
so,
And we really shouldn't be waiting until January.
The point is, we have the power to do that. We are the board. You can grieve it, you can like it, but it's all about the child.
Mr. George, I also want to add that I recognize we need emergency certified.
Yes.
I think what I would like to see also in place is that the board makes the decision if we do or do not emergency certify. Now, the last guy hired people who were not certified.
Right.
That made us have to go through an emergency certification. But the board didn't approve that. And I think going forward, anybody else.
And the board didn't know that.
Well, I know they didn't know,
Yeah.
and now once the things came to light, these guys weren't certified, and we needed to do something. And this was literally the 11th hour, I get it, I understand.
Yeah.
I think just going forward, it's gotta be a conscious decision by the board of directors. If we emergency certify anybody, there's probably, there may be some reasons why there are, there may be some other reasons why there aren't. We can ask these types of questions. Why are we emergency certified when we got, when X meets the spot over here?
Right.
I don't know if we need a policy
Mr.
of
Zuby, that's not grievable anyway.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say, I don't know if we need a
Not really.
policy, we just need to ask those questions, right? And make sure we're voting accordingly when it, you know.
That's all.
And according,
There's an instance of, that would not, like, there's a teacher out there, whatever reason, he was certified, now he's getting emergency certified, that may never come to the board.
and according to PDE,
Certified person, we would not, the board would not even make action.
Yeah.
That could happen.
We as a
Yeah, you're
board, that is typical.
And according to-
Administration thinks that's our decision to make if we want to make it.
Wait, could you repeat that again?
Yeah.
I didn't really follow.
True or false, if we have current employees that we emergency certified for this year,
yes,
that would not come to the board. That would not be a board action, what I'm saying is going forward, that needs to be a board action.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I'm following.
Yeah.
Okay.
That should be a board approval for it.
and according to PDE, if we do have certified individuals applying for positions, we would not emergency certify over those individuals. So for special education, for example, if we have a certified special education teacher, I'm not going to hire someone uncertified and emergency certify them. We can't legally do that. Okay. 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 And I think I know what you're,
Yeah.
okay.
I missed part of that. Are you saying if they don't apply for the special education job, we can't move them?
No, we can. According to the contract, there's some language. I mean, we could transfer.
Could.
Sure,
We could.
sure.
And how many are we talking about, and can you transfer all of them?
I'd have to get into that contract and take a look.
I think we need to take a serious look at that.
I could transfer for the greater good of the district, yes. It would need justified. It would be an involuntary transfer, and it needs to be
So
justified.
is the involuntary transfer limit, does that trump not having certified people in special ed, or that's not? That's just.
I would think those are extenuating circumstances that we were in, so to transfer involuntarily, I think we would be justified in doing that.
Would we not, as a board, feel more comfortable with a certified teacher in that position, special education, than someone who's emergency certified?
Yes.
I think the parents would be,
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
feel more.
I think as a board, we would, like you just said. The parents would too, because I wonder how many parents of special needs kids out there realize that there are special education certified teachers in this district that are not teaching their child, but someone who is certified in gym class or social studies is.
More than you realize, honestly.
And I feel like,
They don't realize that.
Right.
They just think that's a
Yeah, it's a really good discussion. And I do want to commend Dr. Martin for, just lack of a better term here, trying to clean up some of these things that we were not aware of. So, anyway, just to put that out there too.
Yeah, it seems like every time something turns up like that, it's at the last minute and you have to hurry and scurry and try to fix it. So
Right.
it's- Right, been busy, been a busy first month.
Okay. Very good discussion, thank you. Ms. Columbia, Finance.
Item A, discuss a TAN loan.
Yes, sir. I just wanted to keep them on here. I did talk with our bank, First National, and this part of the process, obviously there would have to be a resolution, be approved, but to get through, I don't know when exactly much of it be passed. In November, we would fall short roughly $1.5 million, and then December would be a little over $4 million. So right now I have out there looking for a $4 million loan to get us through the end of the calendar year. We can always reapply for another can loan if needed. Hopefully the state level passes before November, because we won't need one, but right now it's looking like we'll have to have a resolution on October.
4 million, what's the interest rate?
He told me right now there's 4.3, 4.4, which kind of matches our money market account. So it would cost the district whatever the underwriting cost.
Obviously.
Yes.
I'm preaching to the choir, because at the end of the day, we need more emphasis. Like literally, I'm going to, tomorrow, I'm picking it up. I'm going to start with that tomorrow. I'll post them on Facebook, anybody wants to share them, tag your senators, please do. They don't realize what this does to them.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Specifically,
Good idea.
$1,000 in fees, or a couple $1,000 in fees to Upper St. Clair, it's freaking round there. To us, it's a significant promotional event, and it's crap. It's absolute, yeah. I'll keep posting the letters, and if you guys would start to keep sharing, I
Yep.
appreciate it. The Savannah's office got right back to me, I appreciate that. But yeah, and he's on it.
He is,
He's
yeah.
absolutely on, our local guys are on our side. I think what, ideally, what I'm gonna do is start having some other guys at the leadership level of the state legislature, because that's where we're going.
Yeah. Anything else on that TAN loan discussion?
Yeah, you know, pretty much through the years, I've always been against doing those types of things, but this is something we're not gonna have a choice.
We got no choice.
Yeah, there's no choice, we're gonna have to do it.
I live with a school teacher, she don't get a free snack.
Okay, Ms. Columbia. Yep.
Item B, discuss approving the following agreements between the Brownsburg School District and the intermediate unit. They're listed there, Title I, Title IIA, Title IV.
Okay. Any questions for Ms. Columbia? Okay, for policy, we have discussed policy number 831, social media. That's F1 in your packet. Then also discuss policy number 707, use of school facilities. That's section 5 or F5 in your packet. Questions or discussions on those items?
I did not compare, contrast, is there any years diet version of the different?
There is not. We actually did not make any changes. It was more to just go over with the board, put eyes on it, see if there's anything that the board maybe would like for me to take a look at and maybe change and alter. I do know that Mr. Bigham will talk about the use of school facilities, because that is something that we're being affected by right now, so we want to discuss that with the board. But the social media content, you know, it's more about just making sure that we are very cognizant of what we're putting out there, because it does in fact represent the district when it's district employees and our staff members. So anything that you would like to see maybe changed or altered in here, if you send that to me, we'll work that out. The facility of use, policy, Mr. Begum, do you want to talk about any of that?
I mean, it just, right now, sometimes we have a hard time finding enough workers, you know, so it does put a strain on the district, where the board does approve these events, and, you know, then we're struggling to get, somebody to cover these events for us, so. And it does cost the district a little bit, normally what we do is we charge, very minimal, if it's around the, really an activity, so, you know, it does cost the district something. You are,
Yeah. Interesting, because, so we do that in my previous military life, we ran it, it's a state facility, we ran our facility, we charge.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we definitely charge for people who work there, my custodians and stuff like that, we absolutely.
We charge, it's just not the total rate.
And I have absolutely no problem with the community using our building, but I think it should cost us taxpayers.
And it does, right.
Like, if they pay for security, they pay for custodian.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, that's.
And the complete hourly. Mhm.
Yeah, that part, yeah, I get that. But is there a fee where you, like, so that's what we charge,
there is the,
and that's where we recoup that money, was
yeah, like I
the
said,
fee for the facility.
the majority of it is, they're benefiting the Brownsville community, so the fee is very minimal. I think it's $100 Yeah, so, there's nothing, and now, if it was a corporate event,
Yeah.
I think we charge about like $1,000.
Okay.
You know, for, like, there, that's where you would make money.
Okay. Anything else on the policies? Okay, Mr. Gammon, building and grounds.
Yeah, this is, right, we're gonna lead into
Say,
it.
This is good.
This is
Yeah.
a lead.
At no cost to the district.
Uh-huh.
24, 26, I did have a question on that.
Mhm.
Have we used the dates yet? I think musical art was usually before that, though, if I'm not mistaken, right?
It's usually in March, I thought.
Yeah.
I do not have
This
the
was not
dates.
just the musical.
I just put the dates in the calendar, but the letter has to come to you guys, and it's not, it just wasn't, I just talked to you.
Yeah.
Correct, so it's March 5th, 6th, and 7th.
Okay. That was my only concern about this, because the one year was a little late in the game. I recall it was a little later years. Okay, good, I'm good for this. And then D, discuss panhandle cleaning and rest for emergency response for the district. If we had that in place, would 12 grand still would have been in the bill, or would it have been a little bit cheaper?
I would assume it would have been a lot cheaper.
Cheaper.
The other thing I heard us there was,
Right. Which is where I,
This was before pandemic came to us too.
no. No, this was after they came, we tabled it, yeah. But, you know, now, if we have them as our emergency response, then moving forward, there's no wait period for us when we're in a serious situation like we were. In school starting, and we had called other restoration companies and they wouldn't even entertain us. Mhm.
Any questions for Mr. Gammon?
Yeah, so just one other thing, and full transparency, me and Jerry disagree with this. I just want to bring this to the board's attention about full transparency. Jerry disagrees with this. So.
With what?
I
Panhandle?
want to bring up the Redstone Middle School landscaping, grass cutting, and all that is a significant thing to put. Because a lot of things have to happen, especially junior high hours for the school district. The Jerry's team takes care of it, and we all know. Adding, keeping all that grass cut down there in the football fields and baseball fields and decent shape, takes away from time from up here. I personally would like to get the board's opinion on exploring a
us to initiate.
Put agenda item on or anything else,
Just by, Jerry, just a question for Jerry. How many guys does it take down there to keep it like it normally when Saturday we didn't get rain, take care of that consistently? With the start of like, you know, June.
There's one custodian down there, almost full time down there, he should be down there every day. One grass cutter should be down there.
Where is he at with, why isn't he down there? Where is he at when he's supposed to be down there? Is he somewhere else?
Yeah, football field is cut at least twice a week.
Okay.
The surrounding area is cut twice a week. Then you got all the grass around there, all that needs to be cut. So, on a normal week when it's raining, sometimes things happen, you gotta go. But he gets to it, and we get to everything. The only thing that I don't really disagree with Mr. Gammon, if you wanna do that. There's never been one game in this school district in any sport that's ever been canceled because we didn't able to do the field. There's never been one field that hasn't been done in an unsafe manner or where the aesthetics of the field didn't look as good as we could possibly do. We do struggle to go down there and do it. This year, the person who cuts the grass was off for 6 weeks. He was off injured. I talked to Mr. Bingham. I sent everybody in the school district who would go down there on Kenny weekend to go down there and cut all the grass and get caught up on everything we can do. And without paying overtime, we just gave them a comp day to take off another day. The baseball field, whatever it looks like today, what difference does it make? I send you pictures of what that field looks like the first day. I showed you pictures what they look like on senior day. I can't go down and work on that field. If someone would play on the field, that field would never have no problem. We drag the field, we do put, weed killer on it. But if you put weed killer on it, and in summer, if it rains, you gotta do it. We don't have all day to sit there and worry about the infield. You go look at other infields at any other school, they got the same problem. They're not worried about a baseball infield when they're trying to prep a baseball. When they're chopping down 10 trees on a cross-country course for one match, and we're down there, we spend hours and hours on the cross-country course because we have one match. We have to do it, but that's the time of year. The softball field, if you go look at the softball, they play the game there. There's no weeds on softball. We prepped that field a month ago in anticipation of the season starting. We don't ever have a problem with anybody up there can tell me one complaint about one game ever being not played, one practice field ever being lined before the season starts. Anybody up there can give me one complaint, you can tell it to me right now.
and again, that's not my issue. I appreciate everything Jerry's got doing, he's dead on the spot. They get it done. But at the end of the day, there's so many things that need to be done, and there's so many guys that need to do.
Well, that's what gets me.
They're going down there, they're not listening to me. But there's other things that aren't, they're not moving around the room, they're not doing other things that can be done. That's my.
Do you
That's what
have
I'm getting to next.
I think he just said they can handle it.
That's what I'm getting to next.
I think he said they can handle it, so why spend the money?
Well, what about the staffing issue? Apparently there's staffing issue. We don't have enough.
Yeah, there's
We're not-
one, he
So
said the
as
one
a board,
person
we need
went
to
out.
address that.
Yeah.
Because that's the problem. We need to address that because hiring people definitely, that's the word. My Section 8 properties, we have our schools, they do it, but your staff needs to be intact first.
So if you wanna cut the grass down there, and you wanna do some things down there, yeah, you do some of us up to you if you want. But this is no failure on our part.
No, and that's my point, it's absolutely not a failure on your part.
No, we're not saying that, Jerry. We're saying pretty much is, we need to address the staff far as like, if you need more, if, you know, because so it will get done. Because you said you had a person off for 6 weeks, right there.
Why don't we
You
at
should
least,
figure that out as a board.
yeah, why
Why
don't
don't we initiate
see what
a bid process? Let's find out.
Let's just find out.
I can drop an RFP, request for proposal.
And staff.
Yeah, let's just find out. I mean,
Let's
it's
do
not
that,
gonna
please.
hurt.
And we gotta.
But I would, Jerry's talking about, it's like you get a little bit nervous when you start doing, let's find out how much it costs, and then we don't buy it.
It's gonna cost.
That's part of their job, is to come in and do jobs.
Over and over again, and you don't do any action, you're out there
lawn care service, Marcy?
No, but there is no subcontracting in the SEIU contract.
Except for grass.
I think except for grass,
Except for grass.
yeah.
Okay. All right. Again, good discussion, thank you. Mr. Bashir, Transportation.
Yes, following names for 25, 26, Janet Broadwater, Donna Philby, John Getch, Carlene Hollywood, Susan Hollywood, Andre Huey, Linda Evans, and Norma Price. Just to add to that, I am recommending bus monitors be put on certain buses, mainly bus 13, 36, and 17. Those are elementary buses. Currently looking at whether we're going to do that or not. I think maybe one bus we've already started or will be. So the bus drivers have been informed that they must write the student up, even though we have cameras. But we want the writers. We want it on paper that that child did this or did that, even though the cameras show everything. So I'm looking at bus monitors. We had them last year, and you know we can move them around. That's the best thing. I mean, there's nothing wrong with high school buses. There's nothing wrong with middle school. It's the elementary that we're having problems with. So
We did have a transportation meeting this morning, our administrative staff, along with the Malacker staff. And at this time, Malacker said there are no issues regarding the necessity to have aides on the buses. However, he is reiterating to the drivers that they need to go through the proper procedures with regard to writing up any incidences that are on the buses so that he could in fact validate those aides if necessary. And the same with the district. We have over and over again repeatedly asked for that process to be followed to a T so that we have a paper trail and we can effectively address the transportation issues from our end.
well, that would be nice to know, but I wasn't invited to that meeting. The second part is I followed all three of those buses. I see what's happening. I followed them more than one day. And if I'm the driver, there's stuff going out the window, kids climbing over seats. All right, you write them up. But if you don't discipline them, they'll do it again. But I'm thoroughly upset that I was not invited to a meeting today, that I am Transportation Committee Chairman, because my 2 cents in 30 years driving would have to say. I don't agree with the Malacker saying that. We don't need monitors. I disagree 100%, and I'm saying it publicly. So anything happens on those buses, remember that I said it.
I apologize that you were not made aware. We are going to have a monthly transportation meeting. Once that date is set, I will make sure that all of the players are at the table moving forward. I'm sorry, Mr. Bashir.
Well, yeah. Okay.
And I do want to say one thing about kind of like committee work. I really think, you know, we have these committees, and I think a lot of work, a lot of in-depth discussion can happen at those committee meetings. So I've worked with Dr. Martin on that, so I'd like to see more of those in the future, Mr. Bashir, where we can talk, you know, in detail about some of these issues and bring forth some, I think, some positive policy changes.
I thank you, Dr. Allen.
And again, on behalf of the district, I'm sorry, Mr. Bashir. I apologize.
Thank
It
you.
won't happen
I mean,
again.
they don't have to agree with what I say, but
Right.
I'd like to get my 2 cents in.
Any? And publicly, I might add.
tomorrow, I got 30 years, I don't need
Any questions for Mr. Bashir?
I'm sorry, Mr. President.
No, you're good. All right, thank you. Mr. Clark, Safety Committee.
Yes. Discuss the emergency operation plan, multi-hazard plan submitted by Allegheny.
Okay.
We don't have that yet, right? No,
That's not in our packet.
it is not, it is.
It was not in the packet, Mrs. Swartz? The emergency plan that Mr. Hamilton submitted?
It was the whole binder
Yeah.
that he submitted. Each individual piece was not put in there. I do apologize. That is my fault.
So,
He said it was something that he already had. I will scan it to
along with the ETSI plans for each building.
Okay.
The board would like to see those tomorrow.
Yes, that would be. Thank you. I've talked to Colby about this. I would love to see our printing costs.
Thank you.
Yeah, I
So
just
thank
want to
you.
make a comment. Originally, we were supposed to have a Monday planning, Thursday meeting, which gives you time in between to digest everything before you vote on it. Then everything was moved to one night. And now it's back to Monday, Thursday. But let's just say we were still going to have the regular voting meeting. There's 2 items on here that we were not giving the ATSI plan,
Yep.
and we were not given this plan here. So they would have to be taken, whether they have to be approved or not, they would have to be taken off of the agenda if we were going to vote on them
Right.
in 10, 15 minutes.
And
Great
Dr.
point.
Martin and I
Great point.
had that discussion.
Mhm.
If we were to move to a one night, we would definitely have to have all of this in place well before. And I'm not saying that we're moving to that.
That's why we don't, Mr. President.
Well,
And
that is,
Mr. President, just because some board members don't want to attend 2 nights a week, I was elected to attend 2 nights a week, 3 nights a week, whatever it takes. Take an easy way out. Like I said, you just can't throw, here, vote on it. No, that's not the way we should be doing business.
I agree. I will say, and I know we had talked about possibly summer meetings, there may be a time where we could entertain that. I just don't want to, and I know there was some policy talk, I don't want
with board
to kind of,
docs.
keep us limited if we don't have to. It is not my, it's not my goal to have one night meetings, everything in one night. But anyway, and you're aware why the decision was made to do that.
Yeah, that's why I didn't fuss about it.
Right.
And then you switched it back
Back
anyhow.
again, great.
I know Mr. Gammon had somebody.
Don't give
Right.
Mr.
They-
Gammon any, don't let Mr. Gammon talk.
Actually, I was going to mention board docs.
I'm sorry.
Forget it.
Sorry.
Bring it up.
Ross,
Did
point
this
taken.
cause a problem for you?
Point taken, Mr. Dorsey, point taken. Mr. Clark has a comment.
I just want to go back to what Coach was talking about. What is going to be our plan of action going forward for security at the football field and in the gymnasiums? Like, is Alec going to direct them what they should be watching out for and looking for? Just because of all the things that are going on now, like shootings and different things that happen, and we got to pay attention to. What are we going to do going forward to stop it? We're going to get a plan. They should follow it.
Yes.
We're going to need to help direct. We're going to do that tonight. Because, we got a game coming up Friday. I'm sure there's volleyball.
Mr. Hamilton, you're on the spot, but a directive in writing.
So that we know what they're going to be actually doing at this game.
And please, part of that directive, addressing sitting in your vehicle during the event.
Absolutely. Now, one thing I do want to go moving forward is if we do have somebody that is banned, I want to have some sort of running record. I don't have anything like that. I don't know some of these people. I don't know who's supposed to be responsible here. It comes to my attention that, oh, yeah, somebody's banned.
Definitely need that
So,
list.
we don't really have an electrical record. I have a page or a letter that was sent for the school year 23-24 regarding that individual, and it said specifically for the remainder of the 23-24 school year. But after that, I have not.
Thanks.
Yes.
If possible, could Mr. Hammond come back?
I already asked him. Yes, sir.
Security
Mhm.
related issues that are not appropriate for public.
Yes.
Yep.
I asked him. He'll be in. Mhm.
Mr. Clark, did you have anything else for safety?
No, that's all.
Oh, okay. Okay, Mr. Clark again, athletics.
Hey, discuss approving the request from McEady to take the varsity baseball team to annual spring training in Orlando, Florida, scheduled March 12th through the 17th, 2026. Player will be responsible for the schoolwork assignments at no cost to the district. Any questions, anyone?
Except for the sub.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
Yeah, that's, I think
You wanna put that on
And
there?
on the last one,
Yeah,
we
because that's
put
really not true.
so.
it is, you're right, it's not true.
Right, there's no way.
On a previous item, it was on there.
Yeah, I think we should just stop putting that in there.
Yeah, we could just take that out.
With item A, there was something floating around the internet today that I copied it and I sent that to Dr. Martin, dealing with this trip. That probably will eventually be looked into.
Anything else? All right, B, discuss approving James Barrett to apply for re-entry into the WPIL varsity football beginning in the 2026 football season. Yeah. And then we,
What is the desire of the head football coach? He does?
And Mr. Barrett, this is just to ask for re-entry, this isn't guaranteed, correct?
It should be a guarantee. I
Okay.
talked to this with you at our last, liquid meeting, and you just couldn't do it mid-cycle, because we were looking at even last year, because of last season trying to build in the kind of schedule. And we were able to get 9 or 10 games this year, and it's getting a little bit, harder and harder, and we're,
Yeah.
quite truthfully talking with Coach Casper.
Where would we fall?
Right now, the numbers are gonna be due in October, to the PIAA.
now, Mr. Barrett, who works on the numbers? Is that Ms. Stout?
Miss Stout entered the numbers to PIAA.
And it's, our soccer kids are counting that too?
Kid's a kid, they're all counted.
Right.
Kid's a kid.
That's what I mean, that's what I mean.
It would most likely put us in AA. I talked to the Liquor Control Board, I probably was at a conference with Wash High, Keystone Oaks, Waynesburg, Charleroi.
I saw in the Post Gazette today, there was a ruling where parochial schools,
It's enacted right now.
parochial schools, if you go to, so Calvary Chapel.
Chapel.
If, and I don't know much about Calvary Chapel, let's say it's high school. You go to Calvary Chapel, they play basketball, and they don't have a basketball program.
They can come here.
If they live in the district.
If they live in the district, if they live in the
If
district,
they're a Uniontown school, so
they can go play union.
So how it would go is, if we offer the sport, like if the kid goes to Calvary Chapel, he lives in Brownsville, they don't have basketball, he can play
don't have
basketball for
football,
us. If he lives in Uniontown School District, let's just say Uniontown didn't have basketball, he could then go to a neighboring school district that offered that, pretty much of his choice.
There was a parent that emailed me last year concerning her son that wanted to play football. And the child went to Calvary Chapel, and I'm pretty sure she was told that her son could not play
Not at
football.
that time, but
It's
it
on,
was enacted a few weeks ago. This was a court case with PIAA.
So it changed,
It
okay,
changed just recently.
okay.
And honestly, I couldn't even really feel comfortable answering that question because that could be seen as tampering. When that rule didn't enact.
Okay. Anything else, Mr. Clark?
Yeah, I gotta add one. It's for volunteer boys basketball coach Greg Johnson. I believe he was already here last year, but he was a volunteer. That's all.
I have one request for the next planning session. Whether we're gonna use a microphone there, but if we're gonna be talking back and forth to administrators and people in the audience,
Yeah.
we need a microphone out there because I can't hear anything people are saying.
Do you have like a roving, or can we get one?
Something, we need something.
Yeah. It's a good idea.
I don't,
There's one right here, it's on, but because the way the system, this auditorium is set up, if you remember from theater, you're not gonna hear up here, you're only meant to project out, not inward. Right. So that's why you guys are gonna have a hard time hearing us.
Charla, I heard you.
But that's because I got a loud mouth.
Okay, anything else on the agenda to discuss? Okay, we are going to move into executive session for personnel and legal matters, but the planning session, I will take a motion to, and security, I would entertain a motion to adjourn. Yep. Yeah, we're gonna go in the back. We stand adjourned, thank you.